Welcome back to Wrestling with Ski. First time's a charm. Sure wasn't the first time the charm when I first tried to call you, and
Yeah.
immediately there's a voice. See, we're off to a good start today. But opening thoughts up, man. I want to say there's a lot of why would you even do that kind of stuff involved in both shows yesterday. Stuff that didn't make sense, and thankfully, Stand and Deliver the last few
Waller jumping off the ladder and breaking his arm. Good job.
Like we were gonna get to that. I was trying to, see, you got to slowly roll into it instead of just ruining the only.
That's the only dumb thing. That's the only dumb thing they're going to remember from Stand and Deliver.
Most people probably didn't even watch Stand and Deliver. Or people actually probably turned that off because it's Waller. And we went, good for him. Like when you landed directly with your elbow on it, what did you think was gonna you knew he was moving anyway before he went and screwed it up on me. Thanks, Justin. But
you're welcome.
Back to my train of thought, which is loose to say the least. Still better than someone's. Still better than his. Doesn't take much though, so I don't know if that's actually complimenting myself. But
the train's off the rail on that one.
There was so much dumb. Thankfully, the last few minutes of a lot of the matches, in Stand and Deliver, saved how just bad a lot of it was. And then the second half of Mania, 3/4 of the second half of Mania made up for what I thought was actually kind of piss poor. Granted, what happened with Boogs and all that, I mean, what could have been, I didn't think it was the greatest match before he got hurt.
But
we'll get into that. I just didn't. I don't know. If it wasn't for the last hour or so last night, I was just sitting there going, tell me, could we just get to something? And then Drew has texted me, overall, I thought it was a pretty good night one. Thought it was epic. Did you watch the first hour and a half?
I wouldn't
watch the first hour and a half, 2 hours, or what?
I wouldn't say epic, but
did I miss a memo? I mean, granted, the last couple minutes more than made up for those last hour or so, way more than made up for the nonsense. But first, we might as well get to Stand and Deliver because there was some good stuff in there. I mean, the stuff we thought was going to be good was really good, and the stuff we thought was going to be really bad was, what do you know? Really,
imagine that, one of them kind of moments.
And even though, I mean, the dumb stuff, we still saw it coming. So, so it was fitting. It was a lot of them people leaving, so we all knew, how you have to leave, unless you're the Undertaker, the only one that ever gets to leave without getting stomped. But and I don't get the Toxic Attraction being on the pre-show, and I really don't get them dropping the titles.
Yeah, that was
Raquel and Dakota Kai, who literally went from best friends and tag champions to hating each other to reuniting on Tuesday night to being tag champs. And, is someone hurt and we missed it, or that's just?
Maybe. That's the only thing I can think of, unless they're, how they've been cross-utilizing on NXT and so. Maybe they throw Toxic Attraction up there just for some matches, just to kind of change it up a little. Because I mean, the women's tag team division on the main roster sucks.
Yeah, but they could have went up as women's tag champs because I mean they've actually been beaten because NXT actually has at least real teams for women that are together for more than hey, what? Guess what? You're a tag team this week.
Excuse me?
Thanks. Okay, got it, Roger. I don't
roll with it.
I thought the match sucked too.
Yeah, it wasn't.
I thought their match was terrible and it sounded really, really quiet inside of that arena during that match. I mean, it could have just been my ear, but I mean, I had it turned up to 38.
I mean, that was probably the quietest match of the whole Stand and Deliver.
Yeah, that was, and then having the ending with Wendy Chu hitting her with a pillow and throwing a drink in her face. They went from dominating people and staying champions to losing to a team that you just threw back together 4 days ago. To losing because now she's going to feud with Wendy Chu because it was working so well. And this just seems like one of those Vince things, or they get the rematch and Raquel loses and then they move her up to the main roster. It's just why.
Yeah.
They already did it. Neither of them needed this. They can't accomplish anything else down there. I mean, Dakota could at least win the women's title once, but I mean,
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I think we're well beyond that point. It was kind of like Candace.
Yeah.
Before she got pregnant. Like, what else was there for her to do down there? Like, she did it all. So I didn't like it. I thought it absolutely sucked. Like, I actually wrote that right here. Sucked, and then stupid, and then more stupid. Like, that's all I had to write about it. Like, it was deafeningly quiet. It sucked, and it was stupid, and none of it makes sense going forward. Because it just seems like one of those random, like, hey, what AEW things? Like, hey, wait, you're having a match with him. Like, huh? Like, okay.
Yeah.
Suddenly you hate the guy. Well, you hated another guy last week, but now you hate this guy. You're going to have a 2-week feud. So then you hate someone else 5 minutes later. And it all makes a lot of sense. Some world. But the main card, again, it did pick up. I'm happy for Cameron Grimes. Yeah. And
yes.
Carmelo Hayes, I mean, he's done a good job as champion. Santos Escobar is phenomenal.
Yeah, they all are.
Solo Sikoa is, and well,
except for one,
that other guy.
Yeah.
Known for a really ugly elbow, and well, now his elbow is going to be even uglier. I haven't seen a medical update because I really didn't care
me neither.
For a medical update.
I mean, he clearly did something.
Elbow.
I would be quite surprised if he came out of that unscathed, but it's something. It's got to be something.
That was straight elbow. Like, that was like literally. I mean, if you hit it with your side, like, that's one thing you might could do, break it, like, but that was straight just elbow. Like, that looked like it hurt. I still don't feel bad for him.
No, when you can't even do a proper elbow drop on literally just a person in general, you kind of deserve something to happen when you don't land on the ladder correctly.
Flailing, ridiculous, as he throws himself around with his elbow drop. He has to be all flashy and flying. You know what that gets you? A broken something. But again, we were watching AEW and Jurassic Express beat the Lucha Bros. I mean, what's his name? Like that straight bent the wrong way and he didn't break anything. So I mean, we can always hope that he but I'll just leave it that we can always hope he didn't. But it's exactly what we thought it was going to be. I mean, all the idiots were all out there causing chaos all night between Sangha or whatever his name is, the tree trunk that was out there. Trick in his stupid face. Like we knew.
Well, we knew outside crap was going to happen.
Yeah, Legado was there. I mean, we all knew that they were going to be there. I mean, we all knew they were going to get involved. Did we all think they were going to be outside the ring the whole time?
Yeah.
No. But.
Surprisingly, not as much as interference as I thought.
Oh yeah,
I thought it would. You know what I mean? Like they kept it tasteful here and there, not like constant. You know what I mean?
All of them being out there like that, I thought it was going to be.
I mean, with the one spot, he was climbing the ladder and he's like afraid of heights. I mean, that was kind of cool. Just knowing that he's afraid of heights and big old wuss.
I don't know. I looked at it and all I saw was a guy with no neck. I was going, not this stupid shit. Not again.
Yeah.
Not again. I mean, unless you're going to do it again on Tuesday night, just to go, sorry, pal. That doesn't count. Do it again. I'm like, okay, well, woo. I don't know how they do it. And whatever they call the thing they do 2.0 and now, as they move the railing about this far away from the ring so they could fit another.
Yeah, I know. Like that boggles me.
Like they physically can't do anything out there because it's about as wide as 1.5 of them standing. Like I thought that was the dumbest thing ever. But again, I will say that Carmelo's springboard 180 off the ropes to clothesline Waller off the ladder looked good. Escobar sunset bombing solo through a ladder, not as nice as the Salido del Sol that Kalisto did at Wrestle Mania that one year, put dude through a ladder, but it still looked good. Elektra Lopez's crossbody, when she jumped up to the top rope, I mean, she landed that beautifully. She landed that better than Waller landed an elbow.
Yeah, it's pretty sad.
She was running ropes and stuff trying to do that. She's not out there every week
with sneakers. Yeah. Sneakers, not boots. Sneakers.
So that looked good. I mean, I did write. It's Waller just landed directly on it, homie. Like, I mean, there's one rule if you're trying, but probably shouldn't drop. I mean, it was too late. I mean, you didn't jump. I mean, it was the one time in your career to make sure you push off as hard as you need to. I'm pretty sure you'd rather overshoot that one than under, because when you under, all you're getting is elbow and face.
Yeah.
Not known for taking lots of small bones in this general vicinity. Not too smart to do that. But Grimes got the win. I'm pretty sure one of us called that yesterday. So,
yeah.
I mean, everyone pretty much called that yesterday. I mean, if they didn't give it to him, the way they built that, I mean, he would literally, I guess he's getting future endeavored if he didn't win at that point.
Yeah.
But so I thought overall, I mean, it was a really good match. Again, like you said, and there wasn't as much stupidity, even though everyone was out there the whole time, which was a good, surprise. And the crowd was actually awake, which was great change of pace, because I thought I was having problems with my speakers or something on my TV, because there was just awkward silence everywhere, because that tag match sucked.
Yeah.
I'm going to continue to say it. It sucked. Like a lot of stuff. Like Tony D, winning with that idiot AJ Galante from, the Netflix thing, I believe. Beating Ciampa, we all know he was going to.
Yeah, it was a nice touch with Paul, though.
Yeah,
that was it. That's it. That's black and gold. Bye. See ya. Done.
Yeah, the new woman's title, like with the title, like I hate it. White with all the stupid, like it's like, wow, it looks like a kindergartner went. Okay, there's the title. Woo! Like, yeah, like that was terrible. But having Tony D kick out of a widow's bell with a fairy tale ending directly after, I mean, for him to hit both of his moves and still not win, I don't know. I think that they should have at least saved it a little bit to make it, not you hit your two best shots and you still, but at least, again, there wasn't as much, all the crowbar stuff was stupid. There was stupid, but it was still a good match. Again, like we said, he can wrestle. I just think the character is stupid as.
Yeah.
Like, it's just bad. But again, the water spit, the homage to Triple H during his entrance, and those two after the match was over up there on the stage, and it literally is the end of an era. It's good to see H back, but my biggest part of that is thank God he came out and did that, because all hail it. That song was perfect for Ciampa to just stand there and say his goodbye. Well, all hail the king. Yeah, and he was for a very long time. So that was fitting. I mean, his other, if they just paid for his original, like, I don't know why they cut it with like 3 matches left in NXT. They're like, hey, well, you're gonna have a new song. Like it's 3 shows. Like, it's an extra. Like,
it's not even a good enough theme for them to even put up on Apple Music right now. Like it's not even on Apple Music. Like they. Like, so it probably goes. They're probably going to change it again. I'm just saying, like
12, like, but no one will like that. Would have been that, or Triple H's King of Kings song. I'd say those would have been the only 2 acceptable songs. And so going out to the King of Kings, that was his show for what, 7 years almost.
Yeah,
I mean, that was his baby, and through everything, it was good. I mean, again, we all knew the outcome was going to be. Having the Triple H stuff and all that was, more important than the match, because I wrote down one line about the whole match. I want to make sure I didn't miss any of that. Like, there's a lot of respect shown on both, sides towards people.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's good, but he's going to go up to the main roster and we all know it's going to happen. So at least Triple H got to say goodbye. Like, he got to close the chapter on his baby, because, well, Vince has killed it now, officially. I swear they said that doing reality-based stuff was better instead of having all these ridiculous characters, and now NXT is full of nothing but ridiculous characters. Like, we've reverted back to 1992, 3, before they actually got into good stuff, but still good match. The triple threat for the tag team titles. That's exactly what we thought it was going to be. I mean, again, Imperium, MSK, and the Creed brothers. We all knew it was going to be good.
Yeah.
I saw correctly, that was a new entrance song for Imperium, if I remember correctly. Or maybe it just seemed so stupid, and I
don't know. I really wasn't paying.
And I had 2 things going on at once.
Yeah, I wasn't really paying attention, to be honest.
Dear God, one of us has to.
I mean, at least as far as the music, I'm pretty sure it was their theme.
Man, hopefully. I don't know. Again, I had that on. I had an iPad full of Erase in front of me. Now, busy person, but that was still a good match. Again, that made up for a lot of for the next match. Again, Imperium, great. MSK, great. Creed Brothers showing what they can do. MSK winning, everyone's okay with that. Yeah, I wasn't sure if they were going to because
I wasn't,
the allegations and stuff,
again, called it yesterday. It wouldn't have mattered who won anyway, because they're all great tag teams.
They put on a hell of a match, and if it wasn't for the ladder match, I'm pretty sure that probably would have stole the whole entire thing for me.
Yeah.
So that was good. And again, great match, good for MSK, and they can work with anybody. So, and I'm sure they're not done. Imperium is, unless they're going to move Gunther up to the main roster with them. So they can have a group, even though Vince hates groups and he's just going to kill it. But that's what he does. He kills things. All right, he calls you up to the main roster just so you sign a new contract. So your non-compete goes from 30 to 90 days. Then he breaks you up and fires you. That's how he rolls. That's that Swerve guy. He can tell you all about it. They were up there for like 12 seconds. But that whole thing was still more exciting than the Fatal 4-Way for the women's title. I didn't like it until the last couple minutes there. Like, there was just so much bad. Like, a lot of bad.
I don't even want to talk about it. I just want to go from this to,
Hey, Cora hitting that Canadian Destroyer, Code Red, whatever everyone, like, it's like everyone caught, like when Cora hit that on the apron on Kaylee Ray, I mean, that was the best thing. Cora Jade's the best move ever, in her career so far. I mean, I'll give her that. And EO hitting the Spanish Fly, Mandy and then doing that off the top rope. That was still, they got some spots, but I mean, we also, like, the second they started doing their finishers, I mean, they very more than obviously made it so you could see Mandy just kneeling down outside watching everyone do anything. It's like, okay, what? She's just sitting there waiting. Why? Someone's going to do it. She's going to fling them out. She's going to, like, the usual.
Yeah.
Like, okay, like what? Too bad I can't fast forward, even if I wasn't watching it live. Peacock.
At that point, my wife had come home with groceries. I'm like, yep, I'm just going to go help bring the groceries in.
Like, this sounds like more fun to me.
Yeah.
I'd rather go do chores. Like, that match sucked, and it could have been so much better with who they had in it, because we know what Kaylee Ray can do. We know what EO can do. But, like, it wasn't until those last 4 or 5 minutes, like, it wasn't good to me. I really think Stand and Deliver. I mean, they had a lot of bummers in there. Gunther defeat LA Knight. We all knew it, but it wasn't that bad of a match, I thought. No,
it wasn't. It wasn't as much of a train wreck as I thought.
If they put together, a fairly decent match, all things considered. But you could definitely, after LA Knight jumped up there and hit that superplex on Walter, you could see him clearly roll over and go, pin me or cover me. I think he said cover me as he rolled over and looked at him. Cover me. Like, okay, what? When you're getting told like that you have to try to pin a guy, like after a superplex off the top rope, like he's clearly saying, "What? Get your ass over here and do this." Well, to carry on the match,
no shit.
Like, that's a bad sign. Like, cover me. Okay, well, I saw it. I saw him say it. Well, there shouldn't be that kind of.
But we're a little bit more observant, because as the etiquette, ring etiquette stuff that we know.
And no one in the ring, in the audience could actually see it if it wasn't for a camera.
Yeah.
We never would have known.
No offense to NXT cameramen, but they're not as good as the main roster cameramen.
I mean, they used to be.
Yeah. Well, they actually were good as they were good. So we
fired everyone.
Yeah.
Until everyone got shit cammed.
Sorry, no one's going to be no cameramen are going to be as bad as AEW. No offense, but
let's not even get it. Hey, I watched Rampage finally this morning too, just because you pushed it back an hour. Yeah, I didn't really miss.
Nothing.
And I did get to see Ty and Sammy. Get some sledgehammers and beat up a BMW. I mean, I got to see them do that. But that, Anyway, I'm saying I did at least watch it. Now that we're going to talk about that, I mean, their camera are terrible. You're listening or watching, going, like, why did you decide to put a camera there?
My 7-year-old could roll a camera better than.
I mean, you straight up not missed. That foot was like this far away from, like you did no one any favors. The live audience probably isn't going to notice it in the moment. People on TV, when they see this big of a gap, I mean, what? Camera angles, people. Camera angles make everything, all the world of difference. And now for a victory lap for myself, I was right. Ziggler won. We all knew that Rude was getting thrown out. We all knew he came back and said we all knew he was going to be involved. But the question is that one of those they just didn't want him to be champion for that short, or is Braun but I thought the match, like the last couple of minutes of the match, I thought like that last 5, like they actually put together like a fairly, good match. Again, it's Ziggler, but I mean, Gunther was in there with LA Knight, and we're both sitting here going, it wasn't a complete train wreck. Like,
yeah.
So I thought it was actually really good the last couple minutes. Again, last couple minutes saved a lot of matches because there was just so much.
No offense to Ziggler, but those shorts did him no favors.
Hey, he went back to his old thing,
Yeah, but just I don't like it, when he first started out with the actual shorts, not the actual like.
I know. I just wish that
you know what I mean. Like I was like, I wasn't really digging it.
Make up your damn mind.
Yeah.
Like, oh look, he's in pants. Oh look, he's in basketball shorts. I mean, I get the basketball shorts. It was an homage to his run with.
Well,
like he was paying
that I get
to his own self. Like I get that, but every other time it's like, oh, he's in his pants. Oh look, he's in trunks. Oh look, he's in his pants. Oh look, he's in trunks. Like just make up your mind, guy. Like, and it wasn't the most flattering thing, but
maybe some nights are colder than others.
Yeah, but I mean, he still put on. I'd say they put on, again, a good match. Compared to some of the stuff they had. I mean, they actually did tell a fairly decent story in the ring with it. To me, I said fairly decent, everyone, before you start jumping on my throat.
And it seemed like they held back a little bit just to kind of give us, maybe it's something more that they're going to progress with. It wasn't like lay it all out in the ring right away and cut it short. Maybe this is a series of matches, and then Braun goes up the main roster or something, or it just didn't seem like it was that. It didn't seem like it was that it's over match. Yeah. Braun's going to main roster.
It's not over.
It didn't seem like that.
It's not over. Not over. Not done yet. Not by a long shot. You're welcome, Stone Cold, as you're getting arrested and walked out of the building on Raw. Or maybe that was when they were throwing him in the car. I don't remember. But regardless, I mean, if you take out like the women's matches, I'm sorry. Like, I'm not trying to be a sexist pig, but those things were trash. Like, those were garbage, regardless of who I liked. Guess what? I like Io. I think Mandy's come a long way. I like Kaylee Ray. I even kind of think Cora Jade is slowly growing on me. Progressively, not really huge, but she could still kind of, do impressive stuff. So that's okay. And we all know how I feel about Toxic Attraction. And I still like Dakota Kai. I'm sorry, they sucked. They stunk the joint out.
I would give it an overall B. Maybe a B plus if the women's stuff would have been a little bit better. I mean, just overall,
women's stuff trashed it for me. Like, because it was just like when I'm
solid B plus, because the other matches kind of made up for the crazy train off the rail stuff. Yeah,
because I'd still give Gunther and LA Knight. That's a solid B. I mean, it's not going to be an A plus, but it was still a good match. Ziggler and Rude, and with Breaker, we knew Rude was going to be there, so. Ziggler, Rude, and Breaker. He's just in there. We knew it was going to be good.
Yeah.
Tag team match. We knew the ladder match. We knew it was going to be good. It was just those. It was just those two women's matches.
Those two alone. The ladder match and the tag team title match really carried the pay-per-view. Yeah. To be honest.
Yeah. So I mean, I'll give it. I'll agree with the B just because those were really that good. And there was two really just wise, and then the other stuff again was still I had that. I can't. I mean, I can nitpick and pick out little things, but they still, told a story and did what they had with the time allotted. You could tell there was some. You could tell that last night too, which I don't really. But final thoughts on it? I'll give it a B. I thought it was. I thought it was at least entertaining.
And the nice thing is, it was not. It wasn't. It was held in Texas. It was nice to be like away from the norm. Finally. You know what I mean? Finally. Yeah. Which I have to give them credit for that. If it would have still been in Florida, it would have made maybe a lesser of a grade.
Oh yeah, of course they wouldn't have been able to do anything because there's this much area on ringside. Like the ladder match would have been done. Everything. Like Grayson Waller would have decapitated himself because he would have caught the stupid railing. Like that's how it would have went down. Like it was that, but so it wasn't bad. Again, it was just there's too many matches where the last 5 minutes actually made it worth watching.
Yeah,
like I'm sorry. Like that's nothing against them. I mean, we all know they're busting their tail and doing putting their everything into the show. So I'm not trying to besmirch them. You're welcome, Regal. I still remember that long ago. Besmirch. But it just wasn't good. And there's a lot of that in Mania too. Is you could see I switched to the giant stupid star because heaven forbid we could be in Cowboy Stadium, which by the way, everyone, when you say welcome to Dallas, It's in Arlington.
Yeah.
I'm going to be like that creepy old guy and whisper, it's not in Dallas. It's in Arlington. I used to yell at people when I was at Carolina Rebellion when they said, what's up, Charlotte? I'm like, bro, we're in Concord. Might be the Charlotte Motor Speedway or the San Francisco 49ers that play 45 minutes north of San Francisco. Oh. No one's there. Maybe I'm just a little hateful on that, but now, first thing, I mean, it sucks to be Rick Boogs.
Well, the first official thing is the only thing that's constant in Dallas is the cheerleaders, because God forbid their football team, we're not even going to go there.
Hey, the cheerleaders choke on stuff all the time too. You're welcome. There's my McAfee line of the day. Too bad Veer didn't show up. Man, he would have yelled, Veer, he came prematurely. He would have yelled it. And guess what?
Yeah.
The whole first night could have sucked, and I still would have been happy if I got to hear that in my life.
Yeah.
But it's a shame for Boogs again. Yeah.
Yep.
Torn quad and patella.
Called that one. As soon as he went down, and
you saw when I texted into the group with you and Dan, I texted the same thing to Drew. I just copy and pasted. Like, he legitimately got hurt. Like, yeah, what I did, like, the match was bad before that, but why? Like, squatting that much weight is one thing. Having that much weight on your shoulders and another 200-pound man jumping on you as you're like, what? That's just why.
Yeah.
Grab them both off the turnbuckle like Cena did. Why? He had enough time to get Big Show up there, have Edge crawl on top, and stabilize himself. He wasn't like, it's unnecessary. Like, I'm sorry. Like, what would have that added? Like, it'd be, he's really strong. It's like, we already know that. Like, I hate, because now we don't know what would have happened. I mean, now we'll always have what could have been, just match wise, because they obviously had to end it short. Never know. Boogs, is going to lose a year of his career, and now Shinsuke is lost in the shuffle again and has nothing.
Dan made a good point. When tag teams are together and one gets hurt,
the other one's screwed.
It's not like necessarily one going on the shelf. Yeah. It's both.
Yeah, it's not like it's not like when Jimmy kept getting hurt and in trouble where Jay had Roman.
Yeah.
So they could fall him into, he'll be his right hand. They played it off. He became the right hand man. And they did all that. And it played off until Jimmy was finally, done getting 9 DUIs and everything was healed. Like, and they got to keep, most people do not have that. And when you see one person get hurt, like, go back, when you want to know what it's like, go back and watch the last ride of the Road Warriors, the Dark Side. Listen to everything he had to say about when this is going to be a suspension. But when you screw me, you screw everybody. Yeah. Like, I don't like those spots. Again, Cena doing it all that time ago, sure. But when people are jumping up, like, go away. How do you like me now? You can't even hear me, so I can just go away. Throwing me off. Killing me, Smalls, just because I haven't watched that movie in a long enough time. But I didn't like the spot. And really, the match, we only got a few minutes of it. So I don't know what it could have been, but it wasn't my favorite thing. Like it.
No,
they did a lot of slow starting matches last night. So
and no offense, they could have made that part of the pre-show. Like, you had the pre-show, then the kickoff show, the pre-show, whichever one it's at this point is. It's just another hour that Vince wants to add to the time allotted.
It was a 2-hour
nonsense.
It was a 2-hour pre-show, kickoff show, whatever the hell they call it.
Yeah, that made no sense to me. Like,
2 hours of talking.
No offense to Usos and Boogs and Nakamura, but you could have actually put like a good 20-25 minutes in that match if Boogs wouldn't have gotten hurt. Right before the show started, and kind of kept everyone's interest. But just having so what is it, pre-show then kickoff show, or kickoff show then, or I guess kickoff show then pre-show?
No, it's just the kickoff show. That's all they call it. It's just the kickoff show for, I don't know. It's like it's a pay-per-view, then it's a premium live event. I don't know what the hell's going on. JR's calling pile drivers tombstones. I don't know. We're all confused this week.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on, but I just didn't like the spot. Again, I'm not complaining about the slow starts, because a lot of those matches, once farther we got, look at the best match of the night. It had the slowest start of the whole entire night. So that was good. I just, it didn't feel like a Mania worthy match to me.
Yeah.
Like the first couple didn't feel like Mania worthy matches to me.
Yeah, there's some stuff I just I just want to move on from and get to the good stuff at least. No offense to some of the matches, but sorry.
And the Usos are phenomenal. It's just whenever they actually have real tag teams, they bury the real tag teams and then just throw people together, and no one thinks they're going to win the thing anyway. Guess what? Shin, very, very talented. Boogs.
Yeah.
He's showing what he can do. But the Usos, we all know what they are as a tag team. They are on a different level. And just throwing people together for this many months in a row, that's why you get to stuff like this. Again, it didn't need to happen. Him blowing his knee was completely avoidable. And now there's going to be nothing. And they saw what they did to Shin before that. So I'm just worried about that. McIntyre beating, Corbin, again, it did not feel like a WrestleMania match at all to me. I don't know about you.
No, seriously, Drew.
No offense, it's not even on him, but they've done the match. They've been doing this match since what? Before SummerSlam?
I know.
It's literally been the same thing for 8 months. It's not even like it was a good. It wasn't like Kane and Taker. It wasn't like Stone Cold and The Rock. Hell, it wasn't even like Cena waiting to face The Rock at Wrestle. We waited a whole year for it. It was all comical and stupid anyway. I didn't like the joke about his mother dying. I thought that was
No.
SmackDown, I didn't like stealing Angela. That's what it was all based on. Again, you stole the sword again.
Whoopee.
I didn't.
Moving on.
Sorry,
I have nothing to say about that match. No offense.
Hey, no, we got to see highlights of when Madcap eliminated Finn, and everyone in the front row just to win the Andre. And everyone was confused. We got to see first person kick out of the End of Days. And we got to see Happy Corbin lose for the first time. So, there's always that. At least we got to see Corbin lose.
But it was predictable.
Oh, it was very predictable. Just like granted, Logan Paul.
It's WrestleMania. Something. I want to be wowed. I went in full low expectations on the match.
Oh,
no offense.
I always have no expectations for the Machine.
Yeah.
or AEW at that point. Zero expectations for them to not piss me off. Miz and Logan Paul beating the Mysterios.
And that's the thing, Logan's actually that's not a one and done. And I kind of figured that was what was going to happen when Miz skull crushing finale.
He looked good too.
And maybe get his brother involved. You saw the kickoff show or pre-show or whichever one it was.
I didn't.
He was talking trash. Could you imagine the Paul brothers versus maybe Miz and somebody? That would I would be okay with that.
I saw. We were at.
Maybe they can get Johnny Drip to come back for one match.
He's not coming back.
No.
Oh, the never say never. Not only did you screw him, then you.
I'm pretty sure Johnny buried that after those couple tweets. He's done being.
Then you
around.
Then you screwed his wife over too.
Yeah.
Sorry. But he did the good shoulder shimmy. He did a good frog splash. Logan did. I'll give him that. He was given you could tell his suplex is
And they said he didn't really put too much effort in the training. That's pretty good for short notice.
His
not that he didn't put any effort, but you know what I mean. He didn't have a lot of long training like Bad Bunny did. Building up that whole year.
And also, he's already an athlete, I guess.
Well, yeah.
Doing stuff, Bad Bunny. Well, he's a performer, but he has people dancing behind him and doing all that. So,
Yeah.
But, again, his frog splash, look at his suplexes. You could tell he was landing everybody flat and perfectly how he had to. Does not hurt anybody. And
speaking of frog splashes, no pun intended. Saw an article and I didn't think about it until I saw it.
I don't think.
Dom paying homage to Eddie with the outfit. I was like, you think I would have picked up on that, but that's awesome. I did like that. That added a nice touch to it. Even though they didn't win it, but that was cool. I have to give Dominic. That's
no
that's
offense
nice.
to them.
Is it me or does Dom look like he trimmed up a bit? He seemed a little bit. Yeah, no, like he needs to build some muscle. Like that.
There's nothing on him anymore.
I saw the new tattoos that he had just freshly got done on the other arm there. I did take notice of that, but yeah, it seems like he dropped like a good 5 or 10 pounds, which again he does not need to. Like
I didn't even know he had that much weight to lose. Dear God, you can find 5 or 10 pounds. I need to lose on one of my legs.
You can tell the difference I can tell the difference in the face, unless it's the haircut that he has now. I don't know.
Ridiculous haircut.
Well, that's another Eddie Guerrero.
I know.
Hey,
I thought
it doesn't ridiculous. Look good on Dominic though. It doesn't look good on Dom.
I thought Eddie, I thought it was kind of ridiculous, but Eddie could pull it off, and especially in that era, doing it now in 2022, when you weigh as much as a stick and you're a goofy looking. No, sorry, but no. But
yeah,
I did like Logan Paul's "What the was that?" after he rolled over. They got the beautiful camera shot of that one. Good play on that, even though he was up and way too quick for me. But that was good. And again, it wasn't as bad as because at least Logan was, his suplexes and all the stuff he did, like he landed that frog splash. He didn't hurt anybody. He landed everything perfectly. He took care of everybody that he was doing offense to.
Yeah.
Which is really all that matters to me. I mean, he could do frog splashes and he's not landing on people and killing them. He was doing suplexes without killing anyone. So again, I had no expectations. Wasn't my favorite match. Not anywhere near. Did I really care? No.
No, I mean, it was.
Did no one get hurt? Yes.
Yeah, that was more like a time for a break kind of thing, and I was more in and out of it. I was like watching it, but I wasn't like sitting, and fully focused on it. But yeah, that's good. Nobody got hurt. I pretty much caught the first 5-7 minutes, a little bit of the mid.
Like I actually had a bunch of there's a lot of but it wasn't bad, and it can lead to now we did that, and again, like we heard Corey talking about his brother Jake, there. So it sets up to carry on for so they'll go from partners at WrestleMania to fighting each other at WrestleMania Backlash or whatever. At least it won't be the same exact thing. Like last year was literally WrestleMania back again. Should have been WrestleMania back again, not Backlash. WrestleMania repeat. There's an idea. No one can be mad at you then. But again, it wasn't that bad, and it leads to something. So good on them. Everyone walked away healthy. Was it as good looking as Bad Bunny? No, but was everyone safe? Snug and secure? Yes. So good on them. I will say, before we move on to the good stuff, that it's kind of ridiculous. I do find that somehow, hear me out on this, world. Boogs went down, so that match got cut way short.
Oh yeah.
They somehow, even though they said the New Day match with Ridge and Sheamus was already supposed to be really, really short, that got cut really short, and you didn't have time to fit that one in there. But you had enough time to fit 93 different night 2 WrestleMania. You literally killed 10 minutes of the show.
Oh yeah.
Then 15, 20 minutes, maybe even. It was just kept popping up for night 2 of WrestleMania. We all know what's happening. It's coming. We've been watching. We know you could have fit that match in there in that 25, 30 minutes.
I know there was an article the article, there was Sheamus and Kofi commented on it. I didn't get a chance to actually read it. I just saw it across the feed.
You're getting moved to night 2. Why? We don't have time. If you stopped wasting so much.
Yeah. I gotta hit all them sponsors.
I didn't need 3 minutes between every match and telling me about a match coming up on night 2. We all know it's coming up on night 2. We know. We're watching it. Everyone is there.
Yeah.
We get it. You could have fit that match in there or put some more into, I don't know, something. I could have just got rid of McIntyre and Corbin, but that's being mean. Then we can get into the good stuff.
Yep.
And we all knew it was going to happen. I'm not happy about Bianca. It's like every WrestleMania now. She's like the new Charlotte. She has to be there, to the moon. You're welcome.
Mm-hmm.
You're welcome, Cameron.
The only good thing I got out of that match was Becky's outfit.
That was the best match of the night to that point, though. Don't sell them short.
Well, yeah.
Holy shit! Did you see what we had to watch? Look, I'm even dropping profanity. When was the last time you heard me? Holy shit! When was the what? You literally didn't even have anything to talk about for the first the whole day until that point. That was people can actually wrestle.
Yeah.
There was a quick start. There was a lot. I mean, like everyone was literally beating the hell out of them. They were. That was the best match of the night until the next two guys came out and destroyed that whole theory. But I'd say that was the second best match of the night.
No pun intended.
Yes. That's what I thought it was. And again, Becky looked, but it was the first match of the whole night that was actually worth watching to me.
Yeah.
Like it actually felt like a Wrestle Mania match.
Like wrestling wise, like
that was the first one.
Because the story told itself. That match, the story told itself from SummerSlam last year. From a wrestling aspect, yes. From a story aspect, okay, because we knew it was going to happen.
Yeah, so they killed it right there.
The story was getting stale, but at least the actual wrestling part made up for it.
Yeah, and now they have to, but now the worst part is we have this.
What are they going to do?
We have this thing called Wrestle Mania Backlash.
Yeah, and I'm sure it's. Yeah, Asuka gets inserted maybe,
which is kind of what they did last year. Screw it, what? You're in the match now.
Yeah. We'll just give it the Bryan Danielson effect.
He made the match way better though. Like that story last year between the three of them at Mania. That was a good match. I mean, him, Edge, and Roman. That was a good one. I can't complain about him being added to that because at least that one was good and it all made sense. But we all knew Bianca was going to win, which it kind of took away, some of the joy of it, I guess, really, because we all knew what was going to happen. Like we all called it the second she won. Like I said, here we go again.
Yep.
No, we all had a small sliver of hope in Saudi Arabia that Alexa was going to get something, and well, we all know how that worked out because she got fed to Bianca, and then we haven't seen her since. Like you make us watch all that garbage, Alexa and therapy stuff, just to feed her to Bianca, and then we don't see her again.
Speaking of Alexa, apparently, we know she's getting married here soon, but supposed rumor about her maybe headed to NXT that have that kind of Dolph Ziggler effect.
I mean,
maybe
the women's division could use the help. I mean,
no
offense, they've pretty much done everything they can do with who they have. But again, I thought it was a better match than you're giving it credit for, though. Like, again, I was like half asleep. Like, there's literally sucked. That sucked. Yep. I wrote more about the McIntyre Corbin thing about his bad jokes and the look on everyone's face during when Madcap eliminated Finn than I did the actual match. And there was 3 lines for Miz and all that. Like this one at least made it to 4. And it was actually, 3 stuff about the match.
Yeah.
I mean, the first one's all about Becky's, outfit. Thank you.
Yep.
But it was
I was not complaining. I was not complaining about the
nope
suplexes and all the other,
But they put on the best match of the night until the next one. I thought it was at least the first one that felt like WrestleMania because the rest of them's like, but this could be like on a live event, like Thursday in Hoboken, and no one missed anything. Like it was just very underwhelming the whole night until that point, at least. Then Cody coming out, we all knew he was going to win. Everyone pretty much knew it was him. I just threw out a bunch of please God. I threw out a bunch of please God, just do this. Why? Just to throw everyone off because everyone will still be even happier if you do it. But we all knew. I mean, signed, sealed, delivered. He was coming to WrestleMania, and he tried to hide himself in the lobby with a hat and sunglasses and a hood. But dude, when you have a tattoo on your neck, like you're not hiding.
Yeah.
We all knew you were there. But damn, that was that was the match of the night. Like, good for Cody. If you're going to come back, that's how you come back.
Yeah. And I'm glad he stuck to his guns. There was an article about, what Vince had said about him bringing his brand with him and no Stardust crap. Even though that was cool, there was a couple dusty moments in there and the Stardust cartwheel, not going to lie, that was cool. And Rollins laughing, obviously. That was quite entertaining. But that match, hands down, I think so far that has been the match of the weekend. Yeah, like that's gonna
be
number one or number two.
Don't worry, guys. That's including everything on SmackDown, everything on Rampage, Stand and Deliver, night 1, and still to come, night 2. Like that's covering everything. Like the 4 shows. There's been 4 shows.
Honestly, I hate to say it, if they do a Slammies, that's going to be match of the year for main roster. No question. No question.
And you could tell that they were both literally just out there beating the tar out of each other.
Oh, yeah.
Which was the best part. I mean, the suplex attempt when they were all, oh no, no, screw it. We're both going over. Like that actually looked like that sucked. Yeah. Welcome back to the big league, bitch. I like that one from Seth. Yeah, but well, we all know that some poor Mark is sitting there watching it, yelling. Hates AEW. Welcome back, getting mauled. Like, yeah, there's always those people, but I don't give a damn. Like, and we got to see Rock's mama in the crowd during that match, and I think that was Maria Menounos directly like in front of her in the corner there behind the announce table with the hat on, the Stone Cold shirt, like. So that was even like it was the best match of the weekend. It was a hell of a match. I mean, they beat the hell out of each other, and it was a good slow build all the way up to all kinds of things. They did all kinds of homages through, the Dusties and the Stardust and the Gold Dust and the Triple H. Like they just gave homages to the whole world throughout it, and it ended with a damn bang. And we got to see the Rock's mama, like Mama Rock, like there she is. What?
Like, she goes every year.
So what? There she is. I didn't see Noelle Foley, but people probably like what after the headache she caused because Taker didn't directly mention the Hell in a Cell match.
I know.
Like what? He's done a million documentaries.
Like you really think Mick's gonna like? That's the thing. You really think Mick would? Yeah, like they already and the thing is, not to go back on the Hall of Fame ceremony.
Guess what?
But like that was everyone's thought. Okay, why didn't he say anything? But then guys like you and me, it's like he didn't need to because we were. That moment defied itself. It didn't need to be brought up. It is one of those moments that will forever be remembered in history.
And it was a good rivalry. Like it really was between the two of them. But I mean, because we had Paul turning on we had all of that, but it was such a short, him and Triple H lasted through decades. Him and Shawn lasted through decades. Like him and Foley only lasted for what, like a couple months there, and it was over. Like they had that big moment. We all know they had that moment, but he had like decades long rivalries with a lot of people. I'm sorry, they deserve to be. And look at all the documentaries and stuff he's talked about. How much he loves him for what he did for him that night and everything. Like what? And it was one of the everyone knows that moment, and that's why a lot of people know wrestling because of that. But for the love of God,
get over it.
Like, guess what? We all know how much they respect one another. We all know that they love each other. We all know how much love they have for one another, for what each of them were willing to do that night for the business. Like he doesn't. I'm sorry. What he mentioned, the guys that he went to war with in the 90s, 2000s, 2010s, and damn near the 2020s. Those. He went through 3 decades worth of wars with a lot of those guys. Just let it go. There was a 6-month time in life where he was with, Mankind, and it was done. He did mention it too. He mentioned it. I mean, he didn't directly mention but he mentioned those things.
Yeah.
Get over it. Jesus wept. It's not all about come on, Noel. For the love of Christ. Anyway, back to all that. Good to see Mama Rock. Good to see Maria. Good to see all that. It was great to see. Cody counting, 3 stomps in a row with different things, because how long has it been since we saw anyone counter a stomp? I mean, really, the only one in my mind is Wrestle Mania out in San Francisco. Sorry,
out of nowhere.
Santa Clara, the Wrestle Mania that was literally 8.5 years long. That thing just kept. We were on the East Coast, so it literally kept. That was a 1-2 o'clock in the morning thing over here. It just kept going, and going, and going. And going, and then guess what it did after that? It went some more.
Yep.
That was a whole. I was sitting there. Come on, man. But the last time I can remember is I don't know how the hell Seth got so much air off the back of Randy's head and came down for that arc. Woohoo! Hello. But he came down for that RKO. like that was the last time I remember. So that was really good. And again, Cody was out there doing more stuff than we ever got to see him do before. You know, all those counters, the springboarding off the ropes to do the the cutter, 3/4 across the ring. I mean, like
good old chain wrestling. Loved it.
And again, everyone got their little thing. Seth hit a pedigree, which he tries to, but he got one for Triple H. That he threw that in, and I have to do this. It's one of those, again, there were Stardust references. We got to see 2 Crossroads, which he started doing that at the trifecta Crossroads at the end of his run there with AEW. And then he broke it up to, to do a bionic elbow and throw some fists for his dad before he hit a third one. Like they just added so many like little things that you've been watching for, as long as us, pick up on. I mean, a lot of the younger guys probably, don't. No offense, any young listeners, I'm not trying to talk trash, but I mean, that stuff way back when do you even really ever get to see it? I mean, I have had the network since it came out. I haven't even gone back and watched all the old stuff. So you might have missed a lot of the little things, but that was like Cody's best match ever. Machine. That was the best thing in AEW in forever. They were both just beaten, cut, welted, bruised.
Oh yeah.
I mean, they just went out there and they had a good old fashioned, just as you keep JR and wrestling match.
Yep.
I thought that was match of the night. Before that, again, Bianca and Becky was, but I mean, look what they were competing with. It really wasn't anything. Like Cody and Seth tore it down. Like that. I mean, they could let Cody do that every time. I mean, granted, it's not going to be WrestleMania. He'll have time constraints on TV shows.
Yeah, but
he came out and he showed his like everything that he's gained in the last 6 years.
And the only me and Dan were talking about it. I think the only believable person that could derail Reigns would be Cody. I hate to throw it out there and make a whole bunch of hubbub about it, but
we'll get to it later.
Two wrestling families, so
I'll
leave it at that.
But we'll get to it later. But again, match of the night, bar none. Just again, I said, just so many little pieces that they added in there, and Cody coming back as the American Nightmare. He had the entrance, the song, but he showed so much more than he ever got to in his first run. Granted, his first run, I mean, he did growth. He was with Ted Jr. doing what, Legacy, right?
Legacy, yep.
And then he went from that into the Stardust. So he was hissing at people, he got to show everything he's learned in the last 6 years and is capable of. And again, that tore the house down. Like we knew it was going to be a good match.
That's what I love. That's why I love seeing it, like him in that instance where he traveled the world, he came back. Same thing with AJ Styles. When, if you don't remember back when he had that dark tryout, that tryout match, and now look. I love watching stuff like that when you follow these guys that do the independent scene and they hone their craft.
Look at Ambrose.
Look at Ambrose. Drew McIntyre. Yeah.
Ambrose is way bigger. I mean, Drew was there. He was great. His life fell apart. They threw him in 3MB. He didn't care. But guess what? He got his stuff back together and he learned how to care again.
Yeah.
Like he just had to get his head together. Look at Dean with his tryout match. Ambrose.
Yeah.
He wasn't Mox. Yeah. When he was out there, like, look at Mox. Like his pink hair. Look how pink hair. Yeah. Look how that worked out. Like he went, he still went and did like the crazy, like CZW stuff. Like he chose to go and blow himself up, which tells you a lot more about the man. But look at him when he came back. Like Cody, I mean, he was in there. I don't think he was ready. I mean, look how young he was. No one at that age, I don't care who they are.
Well, yeah.
No matter what the hell they say, no one's ready for that. But yeah, like if he can keep doing that, and again, he's making what, $3 million a year. They're not going to lower him from the top to pay him that much money. Like that's a lot of money.
Yeah.
For them. Like that's good. So good on him. Like I was actually, like we said, it was going to be good yesterday. And I want to say it was at least great. Like that was, I was like, again, if you haven't, like, go back and look at the old, like Dusty stuff where he threw in the old Stardust stuff and old Triple H stuff and then rewatch the match and just see all the stuff that they both added to that, just as little, hits and pieces and, everything. Like I thought it was great. I thought the Hall of Fame thing, like, I'd like to know how they got everyone off the stage that damn fast. So Taker could have the whole stage. And they went, what? Where'd everybody go?
Yeah.
Granted, they had the sides, so they could run off the sides.
I was going to say, when the lights hit, when the lights hit and the smoke started.
Like you guys get to go out there and wave, what? And then you're going to run like hell. Why? Because when that music starts, you're not going to be there. Oh, thanks, guys.
Pretty much.
And again, whoever the hell, I don't remember who it was. I saying that Charmel was so deserving of it. King Booker's run was like 2 or 3 years. Okay. Later, look how long he was wrestling, for, and is untimely, another guy that died too soon, but
yeah,
he finally just went in. Like Vader just went in, Taker obviously just went in because he finally retired, and he did turn it down a few times, years ago. Like,
yeah,
no, because I'm not done yet. But Vader just went in. The Steiners just went in. Granted, look at the headache that was the Steiners between, but
yeah,
they were more than deserving. Charmel, like she was a character on TV for 10 minutes. Oh
God, it's making my head hurt when you say it.
That's all I'm saying. 10 minutes is all she was around. Like, I'm sorry, that was not well deserved. There's people that had like 30-year active careers that still aren't in there.
China,
like by herself. Yeah.
Yes.
Joni by herself. Don't worry, I knew you were getting it. And then that complete dumpster fire was led up to a much better dumpster fire. Attendance last night, 77,899. And for anyone that just listens and doesn't pay attention, I sat there going, that sounds.
They didn't even sell out, and they actually discounted their tickets and packages.
By the way, guys, the record from 2016 when they were there just that long ago, just a few years, was 101,736, which is a difference of 23,837 people. That's how bad it is. And granted, inflation and like there's all kinds of stupid that going on, and people got shafted because of like COVID and like the way, I'm not trying to get into it, but the way unemployment and people and just the headache that it all was. I get it, but they didn't have a problem with tickets last year. Like the cards sucked that bad. Granted, again, inflation, I get it. Average is going to cost everyone damn near $6 extra grand to live this year. I don't have $6 extra grand laying around, so God knows what kind of mood I'll be in by January. Everyone, pay attention to the year in review. What? Mark your calendars. Probably going to have no hair and be out of my mind. But I mean, the tickets, like it didn't, like you guys they made nothing but profit. I mean, they brought in all those, but they brought in all those things and did, the Thunderdome, but they were still selling virtual tickets for people to look at a computer screen. And I guarantee you, they didn't have to get a bigger production truck to shoot out the signal for all of that. Because they were there. Like, they were training there.
Speaking of Thunderdome, quick reference.
Merchandise sales. Like, it's just
WWE 2K22, they actually have Thunderdome arenas where you could actually see, like,
but it was just like, they made record profits while they're firing everybody, which I still think Mike Chioda firing him was just, like there were some that I was like, really, but like they made record profits during all that. Like you didn't need to go.
Oh yeah, they got rid of all the dead weight.
They got rid of millions. You had record profits, and yet you still raised the price of tickets that much when everything's already going to cost everyone like 25% plus more just to do it to get there.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry, that was disrespectful. And by the way, it's because the card sucks. Thank Becky and Bianca and Cody and Seth for saving the whole damn first day, because otherwise, we are the bar. Like, and your thumb is sideways, guys. There, what? I won't even go up or down. But I'll be like them. I'm kind of down, but I'm not down. But yeah, 23, almost 24,000. So I go, when they told over 70,000 people, it's like, they're up into the 6 figures last time. Like, is that? And then Stone Cold came out and said, what, from 75,000 people? I'm like,
I was about to say, I was going to see if either you were going to say it or if I was going to say it.
So the attendance is 77,800. 75,000.
I don't know. Maybe math in Texas is a little bit different than Canada. I don't know.
Maybe they just didn't. Maybe he knew the numbers of people inside the building over people that bought tickets and weren't there. Like, because something happened and they couldn't get there. I mean, I'm pretty sure I trust Stone Cold's math more than I trust Vince McMahon telling me anything. Because I don't have the money to pay these guys, but I have the money to give like $3 million or so. Logan Paul, I'm sure he got a lot.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like, well, I got the money to waste on these guys, but not people that actually work for the company. But I thought I should just add their attendance. I looked at it going, that's way smaller than it was last time. Like that's notice they're not panning. They're not panning out to show any close-ups of anyone to the rafters. Why? There's probably a lot of empty seats in between us and the rafters right now. Like they were all zooming in last time.
Oh yeah.
Damn. But I hope it's better tonight. I mean, Brock isn't selling, Roman aren't selling tickets, so you're screwed. But
yeah,
Charlotte retained. See, look, at least we can go into it smiling because of how much they suck. See what finally made us smile. How bad they suck. Charlotte retaining, the title against Ronda. I mean, I guess that drags it out a little bit.
Yeah.
Longer. We all figured she would win now, but I mean, drag it out so she has, she'll still get a title.
Well, I mean, she
goes against.
They did get the whole Ronda made Charlotte tap. Blah blah blah.
So they can drag it on to Backlash.
How do you end with a big boot? How?
Yeah, like I made you tap. I beat you with a big boot.
At least it's not a roll up.
I mean, Sean used to like kick people's heads off, and they would still occasionally kick out. And trust me, go back and watch all the clips. He was kicking people holding scripts. He was just watching. Justin loved to send it to me. He's just walking around kicking everything. He spends a whole night kicking. He's just
poor Stan. He was just wrong place, wrong time. Yeah. Don't know who the other guy was down the hallway, but I feel a little.
I just had to kick Stan. Like Jesus Christ! And you're just sitting there laughing the whole time because that was the point of it. Oh God! Poof! Papers go.
Still, hands down, I actually like DX's second run in 07.
Oh yeah, like that was just straight humor, and like we all got it. Like,
well, yeah.
Guess what? They were our humor. When we needed them when we were at that age, and then they came back. Guess what? It was still, you could tell.
Yeah.
It was to go towards the people that were young enough to appreciate. That are now older and more mature.
Especially with Sean finding Jesus, and that just.
It was just
when they were barbecuing.
Is that Mr. Fuji?
Outside the arena.
Mr. Fuji. Woo, like that wasn't Mr. Fuji. We all still remember that, but I mean, I'll say Ronda did. Yeah, she had a few more moves in her repertoire, and everyone's saying, "Oh, what? She's up to 6 now." Like Jesus, what? Roman goes or what?
Yeah.
Guess what? Everyone has 6 to 10 moves. She's not going out there and trying to fly through.
We made a prop bet how many times Ronda was going to pull her shorts down to adjust. I counted 7 times.
Always in her top, like.
But I think that's like a judo thing. Like if you go back and look, like maybe it's just like a force of habit kind of thing.
Well, when you do it for that long.
But,
yeah. I mean, she's got it was. It was better than, Ronda's move wise. It was better than I mean, because she did. I mean, at least she added a few things to it. Again, was it a great match? No. Am I going to go above like 2-3 stars for that one? Pushing it.
That overall, I hate to. Maybe I'm grading it lower if I'm being nice. A C+.
As I said, somewhere around 3-ish, like I said, 2.5, 3, because the C is right there in the middle, A, B, C, D, E, and I only had 4 fingers up when I did that, which is A, B, C, D, E, So guess what? If you go A, B, D, and E, you get 1, which is right there, 3. So I'll give it a 3. I mean, it wasn't like, but again, Ronda at least, learned some new stuff. It wasn't like it wasn't just Piper's Pit and flinging people around to do arm bars.
I'm not sold on that Piper's Pit thing. Like it looks like a half-ass angle slam. I'm sorry,
but
with no effort.
Again, she at least put.
I did like that Charlotte was able to incorporate with Ronda the chain wrestling into the different submission moves. Like I did that. Again, I did like that.
It was an improvement from the last time we saw them together. I thought it was going to hurt my head more than it did, which is why C+. I'll give, but again, 2.5, 3, because it was better, but we didn't have any expectations going into it. So again, she looked better. We all know they're setting up for Ronda and Becky next year because of how the last one ended. If that referee just waited 1 second, none of this could even possibly be happening right now. Could. Don't worry, it wasn't me. But and they, like you said, mad that it wasn't the main event. Like, it was the main event. I'm like, sorry. You guys to be right there. Sorry, Cody and Seth should have been after you.
Oh yeah.
Like, that match should have been way earlier.
Yeah.
And I've had a problem with Charlotte for months.
I mean, I can understand why they did Cody and Seth.
It was the big
then Ronda
to get everybody up, so everyone's up already.
To give them a chance to cool down, and then we knew what we're talking about next. We knew that was going to be a big ass pop.
And I will say, like, I've had a problem with Charlotte for months though. I don't know if anyone else is either. I just talk about the stuff that doesn't completely suck on the show anymore. I know you don't have time to listen, work, kids, gym. Oh, everyone else has kids and families, so no one
Heath Slater has kids.
Yeah, I know. He's got like 73 of them. Like, you guys don't get time to, but I've been trying to cut back on like being just I just write down the stuff that doesn't completely suck. But I have mentioned a few times, like, Charlotte, like the last couple months, whether she's in the ring with Naomi or whatever, like, she's been terrible at selling stuff and taking stuff to make it look good. I mean, she makes Naomi look like a heaping pile of shit.
Yeah, I do. That's like a legitimate. Like, I have to say, you make a good point. And I
mean, she's not no selling, but she might as well be no selling, because it's
And I saw a couple things come across different platforms about her not selling stuff, and maybe she's just is she bored? Is she just going through the motions? Is something going on that we don't know about?
Tell her to drop the damn title, and I don't know.
Well, yeah, I mean,
not just be the champion. Guess what? You're going to work the champion. You're going to work the same 2 or 3 people all the time.
Yeah.
Go back down to the bottom. Do something besides just, I'm going to be the champion. Because we all saw what Toni Storm said. What? I'm expected to kiss her ass in the ring. What? And then she wants me to kiss her ass backstage. What?
Nope.
You're welcome, Stone Cold. What? That one was slightly for you. I didn't get enough anger in my but I just, she's been just so and I know I don't normally cuss, but Justin did it first. Like, I've been good at not cussing. Thank you for ruining that, but he did it first, so I might as well. Like, she has been selling for shit. Like, I watch the matches, I'm like, you could at least like pretend to try to get in position for, like, because when she's with certain people, she gets in position. The ring is like Naomi, and so like all of them, she doesn't give a goddamn.
Yeah.
Like, get over yourself. The only reason you're a 73-time champion is because they'd have Sasha beat you you'd beat Sasha at the pay-per-view, and then Sasha would beat you on Raw the next night. Which is how you got your first, I think, 4 title. You got 4 title reigns just out of that.
Yeah.
Like, you're not all that in a bag of chips. You're one of the most talented people on the roster, but now that you're just sandbagging and looking so bad, what I even see people like that are normally big Charlotte people in all the wrestling groups. I just read the comments, but people are like, everyone's like, you're not even considered in the top like 10 in the world anymore. You've just given up so much. And I'm sorry, I saw the difference last night between her working with Ronda and that's not compared to her working on SmackDown with someone. Like, it's night and day difference.
Yeah.
If you want to argue with me, go back and watch it. Go watch something with her and Naomi, and then watch that match back. If Peacock can let you, if you can actually fast forward and hit play, and the thing actually stops instead of just continuing to go, because for the love of Christ, it's been around for so many years and you still can't fast forward properly. That's another story. In case you haven't noticed, Peacock, like the WWE Network would like lag on me, like, but Jesus Christ, I could do everything on it. And the WWE Network was just for WWE. It wasn't like a million things on there. Like, it is one giant sandwich. But I'll bring on something funny to bring my mood down, because I've hated Charlotte for months now, because she is just not doing anyone any favors. But we got this. I know I complained about the commercials and ads, whatever the hell you want to call them, for night 2. I'm not going to lie, though, when the one for Brock and Roman came on after the whole Charlotte thing, like, there's still something humorous, and I still laughed when I even thinking about just watching Brock dive off the announce tape, jump off the announce table with the chair and just kick that poor scrawny schmuck just directly in the punt kick him right in the chest. I don't know why. I watched that and I laugh and I write it down every time. Him just foot. Like, and you're sitting there going, who are you? But you're going to be the guy right in front of Brock. And why? Because you know he's not holding back when he kicks you.
Yeah.
Like, thank you. What are you going to be? You're going to be the guy getting his ribs cracked tonight. Yay! America, USA. But so that made me smile. And before we got to the main event, we got really good. We got really good news.
Yeah.
Hollywood. Next year, April 1st and 2nd, which means when the whole entire first night sucks again, minus
we'll have
like
the Rock and
match or
Roman.
two, they can blame it on April Fools. What? Like, at least our expectations could be even lower because it's on April Fool's Day. It's like, what? Joke's on y'all.
True.
Why? Because you paid us for this. You paid us to come here and to watch this. Joke's on y'all. Because I don't see it getting any better because, Rock and Roman's going to be night 2 to close out the weekend. Because it's The Rock. I mean, he's going to get that's the main event.
Well, yeah.
He'll be night 2, but, I mean, it's on April 1st. So now when it sucks, it's like we all knew it was coming. It's not our fault. But KO show was pretty much everything we thought. Yeah, it was good to see Stone Cold
can still wrestle and take a backdrop to the concrete, which just made me cringe.
But the KO show was what I thought it was. The match, I mean, that knee brace strap. Like, I hope all of you were sitting there watching that, seeing that, knowing that I was sitting there.
Oh, yeah. As soon as it was starting down, I'm like, you better fix that.
There was me just sitting there going, there's Jesse, just fix the strap. Why? Because I know my straps don't come loose. You dig? That my OCD was through the roof. Sadly, I mean, when he was laying in those first stomps in the corner, when he was doing the slow ones, you could tell how old he was, which was slightly. But when he started, just going, like, when he was just stomping the mud hole, he looked right on time. It's just those slow ones. They
and by God, how fit he looks.
Yeah,
for 57 years old. At first, we're like, is that the Miz dressed up as Stone Cold? Because you know how he did the Rock thing.
Yeah.
Like you just couldn't believe. Of course, he didn't have the thick beard like he used to either. But like, of course, age is up there. He's a little gray now.
I look,
but like,
he looked good again.
Wow.
My biggest only complaints were those those slow kicks when he first started. Like, those were slow. Like, you could tell his knee was like, stop. But when he started stomping him, that was the old Stone Cold stomping him. I still don't get how he came down to the ring with just a fist in the air, but by the time it was done, the finger was finally in the air. I mean, or Peacock when you're showing his career and you're editing out the middle fingers, like you didn't. Like, no. I'm sorry. See, you can't hear me tell you no. Damn it. But I mean, that he took that bump on the concrete. I'm like, okay, he's getting up.
Oh, sorry. My audio is being
there we go.
Special.
Yeah, but he took that bump and I was like, please God, get up. Okay,
definitely sold that very well.
Yeah. And his first suplex to KO on the stage up there. I mean, that was a snap.
It was clean.
He had snap in that thing. The second one slower, but that first one, damn, that was a snap. That was douche. He flung him over. And it was good. I mean, it lasted longer than we all probably thought.
Yeah, like the spots that were there were appropriate and safe. Yeah, that was my biggest thing. Because when Austin was selling the first suplex on the concrete, I'm like, oh God, please don't kill the old man. Please don't kill the old man.
Yeah, he got to have, and that first one. I mean, like, Hannah was, kind of, she had music on. She was, doing stuff and trying to pay attention because, again, the match before that, she was going. Like, what? I was like, what? Just keep listening to music. What? Just let it go. What?
Yeah.
I'm trying to let it go. Let it go. Let it go. I still will never see that movie. But once he got up, like after the first suplex, I was like, cool. Then he hit that first one on the stage. And she heard like over because she had her music so low on these things.
Yeah.
What's the point of listening to music on these things if it's not going to be full tilt? But she even like what? She pulled her ear off because for some reason I don't know why. But like, is he okay? Like, I'm pretty sure why. Like, I heard that. Like, that first suplex, We're going, oh, please get back up this time. Like, okay, well, that was a hell of a thud. But it looked good. Like it was all like very safe. Yeah. It was very good. I mean, granted, again, those slow stomps were a little bit slower, but I mean, he was taking bumps on concrete.
Yeah.
Bouncing off a ring pole post, he fell down after all them good, got back up. I mean, they put together
getting up on the announcer's table.
Yeah. Drinking beer every 3 seconds. I mean, it was a super Stone Cold.
If there wasn't enough plugs for his beer, if you missed it, then you've got problems.
Oh, what are you talking about? The one where they put the camera up and it was literally
right at the ring post.
Right at his, like what? We got a nice zoom in of what his beer can. What that was it. You could say you were showing them what that was. But
yeah,
they exceeded my expectations of it just because spinal stenosis. He's one of those, you take a wrong bump. Might not end well. And Hannah didn't know about the Owen situation. Like what? Like you want to see the worst roll up ever? Watch the last 30 seconds of that match. He drops him right on his damn head.
Yeah.
Which is why he retired so early. But nothing against Owen. I mean, was it the only person he ever
it happens.
Look at D'Lo with draws. I mean, same normal bump. But because she was asking how short was his run? For WWE, I mean, he was there forever. It's just his in-ring run was 7-8 years. That was it. He got his his big run was 4 or 5 years. But he got that candle and he rode that the rocket ship, and he took his ball and he went home and he came back, but he didn't bring no ball. It was a great promo, but he overexceeded what I thought he was going to. I mean, we all knew KO was going to lose. We all knew he was losing.
Well, yeah.
Duh.
First match ever in Dallas, last match ever in Dallas.
Yeah. Full circle.
And they just need to, that's it.
Yeah.
Don't try and milk it.
Yeah. He gets to come back and, go out on top, which again, I think he's one of the few people in history just for how big he was. He stayed the whole time. And he still does so much good. He deserved to go out on top too. And Triple H technically, theoretically, his last match was that, Alexa threw the fireball, if I remember correctly. So, at Randy and all that, he deserved to win.
Yeah.
Technically, actually, Randy won by disqualification, didn't he? He should have got better than those live events, but, he almost died. I'm sure there was going to be a lot, but Triple H is on the list just because, everything he did, regardless. Everyone can say, just because you married the boss's daughter, look what he did to NXT before it became 2.0. And look at it now. He took NXT from nothing to the one place everyone wanted to be. But it was great to see him go again. Bumps were good. They were safe.
Yeah.
He had some snap in those suplexes. He could still stomp someone out when he was doing it fast. But don't worry, I feel that exact pain. When you get me moving fast, my leg will keep moving. You want me to go slow? Well, my leg's so old right now, I can't go slow. So I get that. And Byron Saxton took a great.
Oh yeah, probably one of the best old stunners.
Yeah, he sold that like a son bitch. And whatever his name was, we mentioned him before. Can we get him to come back, and be the guy next time for Stone Cold? Because half of
them beer tossings weren't. As
we get
great.
The old timekeeper back. We mentioned him before on the show. Can we get him back? He hit him from 100 feet away.
Yeah.
I'll stay with.
Yeah, literally from the timekeeping area to across the farthest corner of the ring.
Got him to the top of the damn ramp. So what? There's Stone Cold. It's just a bunch of beers in his hand. Get that old guy back, because that guy missed half his beers last night, through the bottom rope, through the middle rope. He's up here. You're sitting there wondering, going, "Well, I know he has an empty stomach, and his adrenaline is jacked." So, he's drinking some of those beers, but is he dropping them now because he can't even see straight? Who knows? I'm pretty sure that wasn't the case, because that guy was just missing left, right, and a different lead.
Yeah.
With all of them. But night one, I'm gonna to wrap that up. I'm gonna say good on you at the attendance, because you deserve it. But once Becky and Bianca, will go as number 2 for the night. No offense to Stone Cold, but he's still going number 3 because he's still getting number 3, him and KO, because it was way better than we thought it was going to be, but it couldn't be this great spectacle just because of his neck and all that. But and Cody and Seth like number 1 without a shadow of a doubt, and without a shadow of a doubt, that thing was up. Like that was for the whole weekend, let alone just Mania.
Yeah.
Like, that thing
I would say overall,
like the ladder match for Stand and Deliver, I'm pretty sure that's close second, might be third, but for the whole weekend,
I would say overall for WrestleMania night 1, it's going to sound weird, but B-.
Well, yeah,
because those three carry the rest of the night.
Like those first one, like I'm sorry, again, Drew and Happy didn't even feel like a Mania match. The whole like felt so rushed too.
And B- is really being nice.
Yeah, like and they had to cut out the New Day's match until tonight, like so everything else has to get smaller.
Hey, guess what? There's a pre-show, and a kickoff show. Hello.
I just do the one. It's all one big thing. Just 2 hours of people talking. Like how about you just
sorry.
Like so they're gonna have to cut everyone else's stuff, even though you guys had a million ads for night 2 and Boogs went down in the match got way shorter.
Yeah.
Like, and you still didn't have time. It was a timing issue. Like they saved your ass like 20 minutes.
Very much.
And you still couldn't do it. Like, I'm sorry, that's bad on y'all. Stone Cold got that much time to drink beer and say what. Well, everyone else said what. But like there was all like it was just bad. Like again, those last couple matches there. And again, Charlotte and Ronda wasn't the worst thing ever, but I just have a problem with Charlotte and the way she's just been selling things for months. Like you can tell she just doesn't give a damn. No. Which kind of goes with what no matter what anyone says that's a fan of her that does meet and greets. Like she's always so nice. Like all the people that leave the company, well, they seem to have what she's like when she's out there to her fans and what she's like to everyone else she works with are very most likely two completely different human beings. Sorry. It's just the way most anyone is. That's why they say don't meet your heroes.
Very much.
Sorry, don't go work with your heroes. Why? Because you meet them and they're all nice. And then suddenly you're working with me. You're a miserable cunt. Okay, what? Never mind. But that we have to give a quick, night 2. Tonight is the night. That song was so much better. Was that Raw's theme song? Yeah, that was a Raw one again. Yeah, that was so good. But Xavier and Kofi against Ridge and Sheamus.
Yeah.
I don't understand how.
Hopefully Ridge doesn't kill anybody.
How they couldn't fit this into night 1 with all the ads and Boogs getting hurt. But New Day deserves to win that one regardless. Because anyway, like Big E getting his neck broke is Ridge there was no propulsion or anything. I mean, he can only fling himself, so much. You have to, and having Kofi lose the next week, I thought was wrong. I'm not looking forward to that at all.
Yeah.
Hopefully Xavier and Kofi just for prosperity's point. Who knows? Maybe I'm sure we won't see Big E, but maybe see him come out and he's walking around and doing all that. I mean, have him walk down. That'd be
I'm sure he'll hit up DDP.
That'll make everyone happy though. At least see him come down there, whether he's in a harness or not. Like celebrate that. Sammy and Knoxville and anything goes match. I think there's going to be a lot of hijinks and shenanigans and idiots getting involved. But I don't understand how that got a match. But Alexa and them are on the sideline, not
meh.
And Bailey and Asuka. It's like you could say you have all the plans in the world. Hours that many people on your roster not doing anything. How is the Intercontinental title on SmackDown and Johnny Knoxville has a match on the main card? Like that's just offensive to me. That's a punch in the nuts to Pat Patterson. May he rest in peace. The women's tag team fatal 4-way again. Like everyone's talking about, hopefully the night saves it. Like we got Queen Zelina and Carmella, which is a joke. We have Naomi and Sasha, which I'm sure are going to hate each other within 10 minutes. Because Rhea and Liv, I'm pulling for them to get it just because I think Liv, like between her first match with Becky and then that last one at day 1, like there's so much improvement just between there. I think her and Rhea deserve it from that because literally
and could be very believable.
And they just threw Natty and Shayna together. Like, especially as they had Shayna with all that momentum.
Yeah.
And then they put her over there and she was Sonya's bitch for a while. And now it's just so bad. Now, the Raw Tag Title triple threat, I think that'll be a good one.
That'll be good.
RK Bro, Alpha Academy, and Street Profits. So
yeah. And again, your same situation. It's not going to matter who wins. It's going to, as long as it's a good match, I'm fine with that.
And it should be. If everyone, I mean,
yeah,
Randy's having fun, so I'm pretty sure.
Yeah,
we're gonna.
I don't think, and I don't think they're gonna. I don't think they're gonna break up RK Bro just for the simple fact they're great together. Randy's having fun. Even if they lose the tag team titles, it's not going to be a big deal. You know what I mean? Like, and they're so thin at the tag team division, like teams right now. So like,
they could drag him out until they can keep them together for really the whole next year, and then have them finally do a split at like the Rumble or something. So then or day one, so they could build it to Mania and have the match. I guess they like originally gonna have like. That makes sense to me. Theory.
Maybe we get a quick thing. Remember it now. Maybe we get Orton and Riddle, last two guys at the Rumble, and Riddle eliminates Orton.
Yep. And then, Orton turns into Orton again.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, I was looking for it. I don't know where it is. It was up here.
Somewhere.
Are you right? No, you're not right there. Damn it.
That's all right.
Well, I'm going to find it later. Austin Theory and Pat McAfee. I still think it's going to be a good match because Pat actually trained to do it after he retired so he can actually go in the ring.
Yeah. I think a lot of people have low expectations for that. I think that could be one of the potential best matches of the night. Not like up there, but like it could be a contender.
Well, there's 3 matches before it that are going to absolutely suck. So, I mean,
well, yeah, true.
And then there's still one after it that I'm sure is going to suck. So, top 3 of the night, regardless. I mean, and again, he trained. Like most people don't know that. Like, Pat was doing his podcast, he was actually training to get in the ring and to watch his stuff with Adam Cole and in War Games. Like he actually does have like ability and talent, and like he's actually kind of pretty good from what I said. And Austin Theory, like everyone just remembers him being in the Way, like, and he was just the joke of the Way. He had him play an idiot. Like watch this stuff.
Telling you right now,
watch pre WWE. He was
telling you right now, Austin Theory's next John Cena protege. I'm telling you, they keep talking about it. He's going to be a good main eventer someday. They just got to figure out. They just got to figure some kind of character change after this, because this character he has right now is eventually going to go stale.
Yeah, like it's already still. Like I thought, this isn't going to work. Why? Because I saw the last guy that really was fully into this, and I know where he is right now. He's called unemployed.
Yeah, pretty much.
So, but he's really good. I think that's the underdog match that like no one's going to appreciate. No one's appreciating it for what it's going to be. I think it's going to be good. Edge and AJ, show stealer.
Yeah.
Any insight? I think the story is going to be great. There's a good story.
It's going to be. I'm all about the storytelling, and they both tell damn good stories.
Yeah, we see rumors about Edge starting the a faction, which I mean, if Vince actually lets him, and Priest, like think if Priest can come out and find some way to get it. Now that he's officially gone heel, I mean, no one can say he hasn't.
Yeah.
Please come out to Metalingus. Like you're not going to.
Eventually.
Why he'll go back to a good guy before we'll know he's about to be on his last run when he switches back to that.
Yeah.
Like, oh, what? Okay, well, we're coming to the end of this. What the crescendo?
I mean, and Edge can turn face pretty quick without having any kind of build.
Look how quick he turned heel. Just done.
Yeah.
Like he's always been good enough to do that. I think that's going to be the match of the night, regardless of how they're billing. The main event. Like I think Edge and AJ, like that's gonna kill it. Like that's gonna be really, really, really good. And I can't do that anymore because this notebook is full. So
that's the one I'm looking the most forward to.
as everyone should, like with the break.
Yeah.
No offense, everybody, but that's the match right there.
Yeah.
AJ can tell stories and wrestle. Edge can tell stories and wrestle.
Oh yeah.
They're great storytellers. They both come a very long way. They both know exactly what they're good at, what they're not good at. They're not going to try anything stupid just to do it because
they're very smart. Yeah. They're very smart and safe.
They're well past that stage of their career.
Yeah.
So they'll be good. And I think it's going to be good. Lashley and Omos. Guy goes from winning the championship to fighting Omos.
Yeah. Whatever.
We'll talk about stinker of the night. Hell, this is with the women's tag title 4-way on there. They could impress us and surprise me.
Maybe.
I don't have anything. Main event, though, I mean, with Brock scheduled for the next 2 pay-per-views after, I have a hard time not picking them.
Yeah. Well, there's also a thing with
because why else would he do
a house show with him and McIntyre and someone else with the triple threat, which obviously card subject to change, but I see Reigns is walking out.
I don't know. I'm on Brock just because.
Unless Reigns is looking for a break. I mean, he's
been
already
champion for 18 months.
Yeah.
Damn. Okay. It has been that long. Okay. So, I mean, over that, 18, I could see this perfect time for a break because.
Yeah.
You could believe it. Roman takes a month off. Brock retains again sometime. Against whoever next month, Roman comes back at the end of that, knocks him out. He gets it from him. He can get the title, have 10 months to lead as being champion, leading into him and Rock. Or Rock costs him now. Just beats the hell like tonight. Just does his thing, costs him the match. And we still don't see Roman for forever, because he's fuming and mad.
Or even if The Rock just comes out and doesn't do anything and causes the distraction, which then, in sense, would make Reigns look as weak. Bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, it's one of those. They could do it a lot of ways, but because he's scheduled for 2 more months, what the hell is Brock going to be doing if he's not the champion for 2 months?
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry, it's Brock. He comes, he wins title. He loses title, we don't see him.
Yeah.
Like, it's not his cup of tea. Like, I just can't see it. And again, Roman, if he wasn't champion for 18 months, like, have The Rock have some way where it causes Brock to win. Brock gets it over. Roman comes back next, after a month for Backlash. He's there at the end to, do the thing. Yeah. They go into the next pay-per-view. Brock loses.
Yeah.
Roman gets the title and leads off into Wrestle Mania. So, we can have those two finally go at it. Like, that's the only way it makes sense to me.
Yeah.
Again, though, so you're on Roman. I'm on Brock just because I can't think of a way that they could do it without screwing it up any other way. Or why would Brock still be here? Because it's Brock. He's kind of like Roman. Like, he gets the title or he's not there. Like, that's the new shtick. That's his shtick. I just like the word shtick. Deal with it. It's a good word. If you don't like the word shtick, well, deal with it. So overall, though, I mean, like, I don't know. We got, again, the last couple matches. Hey, look, there it is.
Yeah. There we go.
Cross-platforming. I mean, overall, I want to say it's not going to be a stinker, but like those first couple matches,
I think it could be. I think it could be a B plus. I mean, we'll see how we feel.
And it's even worse because they added the New Day and Ridge and Sheamus to it, which means everything's going to have to get even shorter now, even though we lost Boogs and there's a lot of commercials and they could have done it then, which means everything's going to suck even worse because they have to cut like minutes out of their matches now between entrances and everything, because that ramp is, unless someone pulls out an ATV so they get down there in 3 seconds and then do laps around the ring. I mean, which is possible at the New Day, but I only have hope for about 2 or 3 of those matches. The rest of them, it's going to hurt my head, and I might make popcorn or hurl myself into traffic because that sounds more fun. Been there, done that. You guys don't know. I do. Trust me. It's going to be more fun than the New Day and Ridge and Sheamus and everything else. And the women's tag, that's why they should have put the women's tag last night and saved one of the women's championships for
fact.
Because that's just going to suck. Like, that's going to be so bad. At least Charlotte gave us a wardrobe malfunction. I mean, I guess unless your screen didn't go black.
Oh no, my screen went black, but then it's already on the feed. So
no, it went back. I was going, That's it. It's black again. Yep, that was what I thought it was. Why? Because the camera cut back off. Okay.
Double whammy.
Finally paid it. Well, I missed them all last year. What, woman tag? But that's gonna be a joke.
Yeah.
It was. But it should be all right. Yeah, I mean, at least the ending of it. So at least I can go to bed on a positive note before I go to the VA tomorrow to, well, do VA things.
Fun.
At least it's in Wilmington. It's with the doctor that doesn't completely suck. So
true.
It should be okay. It's like, it's even freakier when he just comes out of nowhere. Got to get that mental disorder. But it was fun. Thank you for coming on and doing these. It's been a while. I know you're busy.
Always a pleasure.
Yesterday, I hold down the fort. It's what I do. But life is busy. So please, everyone, make sure you follow along and share everything out. We're all over the place, and we apologize for it sucking, but it's not it's not our fault.
Or Snitsky's.
What? It wasn't his fault. I got I haven't framed, but I have all of the autographs for Snitsky. Even when they're pushing the baby stroller, but it wasn't my fault. Yeah. I still have those autographs. They just don't look as pretty as those. You get that, people fixate on that, stick around. But it's not our fault that if it sucks tonight, and hopefully we're wrong. But comment if you think we're wrong on night one. And Stand and Deliver, I just found them to be horrifically overwhelming for about 3/4 of them. It's not our fault. That's why attendance is down 24,000 people this year. Vince didn't go, we're going to put less seats in. No, silly people.
Yeah.
That's not how Vince McMahon works. He would find a way to put more people if he could. So follow along, comment, and tell us what you think about it. Again, put what you think the card's going to be. Now, put your predictions out there. Thank you, Dan, for doing that. Not on the show's thing, so I don't know how the hell he did it, but he just happened to do it. It was intuition. But I enjoy it. I'll be back tomorrow again. You can hear this beautiful angelic voice one more time. Justin won't, because he has to be an adult. I just have to go to the VA. Not really adulting. It's more like pounding my head against a wall, but I'll get paid like $50 for doing it. So, and I'll get to order my glasses. So don't worry, they'll be the same thing. So you'll never notice. But thank you for joining. Thank you for being here. Don't forget, follow along, like and comment the videos on YouTube, and subscribe there because it helps bump us farther up the thing.
Yes, sir.
And make sure you have some snacks and beverages and stuff for tonight, because I expect a shit sandwich until the last hour or so. So be good to each other. Thanks for watching. Comment, follow, do all of that nonsense, and until tomorrow, peace.